Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet. And this is Madden 17, and this is the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. This is Steeler Nation, and we're back here with episode 26 as we get ready. We're going to get today's episode here. As you take a look here, we're getting ready for the playoffs. But before that, let's take a little bit of a rewind of week 17, and what a week it was as we defeated Blake Bortles and the Jaguars there 31-10, and we are now undefeated in the regular season. We're just one of two teams to do that here in the modern day age of football. Of course, the first team to ever do it is the Miami Dolphins back in the 72, and then again of course, with a longer schedule than they did, the New England Patriots did it, and of course they went all the way to being 18-1 and to lose, but they lost the Super Bowl there, of course, against the Giants in that epic Super Bowl game just not too long ago, really. And then now us. So now, can we be 19-0 and win the Super Bowl? Well, that is not necessarily our goal. Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. But I guess in some ways we would have to be 19-0 to get to that point. So I guess that will be our goal. But our goal is to stay alive every single week, play some really fundamental football, and do our best. So as you take a look here at the numbers here for that week 17 game, Ben Roethlisberger, 29 of 39, 74% of his passes were completed, 431 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 4 sacks. He really had a rough day there, especially in that first half. With the sacks and interceptions. Le'Veon Bell, 21 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown. Antonio Brown, 4 receptions, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. Ladarius Green, 6 receptions, 144 yards, 1 touchdown. Sammy Coates with a reception for 15 yards and a touchdown. As for defenses, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. Stephen DeWitt, tackle and fumble recovery. And then Mike Mitchell, 2 tackles. And he also had 2 interceptions there in that game, along with Artie Burns, who had 1 interception with 6 tackles there. Defense really did a great job there, putting pressure on him. Not as intensive pressure I was thinking of, but just that right enough pressure for him to throw the ball away, or there was a couple times where he got sacked, where he kept the ball a little too long, and we were kind of just hiding blitzes there. And he was getting taken out there, or it was just by simple sack, a simple coverage, a sack and coverage, just getting in there and getting off the line and getting hold of them. So we did a great job there, and now we just gotta get ourselves ready here, because as we have a week off, we got some time to get healed up. Of course, Le'Veon Bell is going to be out for the next 3 weeks because of some broken ribs. At least that's the least thing about it. I was really thinking that it was going to be worse, that it was going to be something serious, like collarbone or anything like that. So we lucked out, really. Now, if we do make it all the way to the final game of the season, which that's what we're trying to get to, but Le'Veon Bell would come back that week. So because he would have this week, next week, and then of course the Pro Bowl, which he, even if he is elected to the Pro Bowl, there's chances are that he won't, especially if we're in the Super Bowl, he won't be a part of that. So he'll be recognized, but won't play in the game. So we'll have he'll be another week that he'll be healthy, and continue working on some stuff, and then we'll have him for the Super Bowl. As for, take a look at stats here. I know I haven't really covered too much of this. We're already in defense right now. But Ben Roethlisberger, over 5,000 yards, over 40 touchdowns, and 26 interceptions there for him for the season, leading in all 3 categories. So good year for him. And, of course, take a look at some of the defensive numbers there. Pretty decent numbers there for some Steelers there. Wish there were some others that were getting some sacks. DeWitt and, of course, Cameron there both have double digits. They both have, I think, 10.5 there for the year. So overall great, successful season to this point. If the season ended right now, we leave on a positive note. But the season's not over with yet. Our job and the things we want to accomplish are not there yet. Of course, every year for every team is to go to the Super Bowl and be in there and to win it. Of course, last year we won it. Went 18-1 to win that. Only loss coming to the Bengals there in the regular season. But yeah, we're hoping to try to kind of do the same thing and repeat and go back with this team. And of course, you got a lot of good teams in the playoffs. We'll see some of those teams we'll see here in a bit. But I believe we have home field advantage. We do have home field advantage. But on the other side, it'll be in the NFC, it would be the Seattle Seahawks. So those two teams could match up. Now remember, those two teams matched up. Ben's, I think, his first time, either his first or second time he went to the Super Bowl when he went against that team, and now we could go back in full circle once again. So we'll see about that and how that's going to fare here for us coming up as we get weeks ahead. Well, we do have a bye week coming up, and we'll get into that and whatnot. Of course, we don't know who we're going to be playing. The first round game, or the wild card round games, I believe, are the Chargers and Houston, and then the Jaguars, who did not win their division because Houston had the tiebreaker. They'll be taking on. I forgot who they were taking on that week, but I think the other team that gets the bye week, I believe, are the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chiefs will have their home game there, and of course, if they win against whoever they play next week, they'll have to. And of course, if we win, they would have to come to Pittsburgh. So we can see that matchup there. That's something I would look forward to because I live around the KC area, and I wouldn't mind putting it to the Chiefs. But that's just me. So, going back and taking a look here at some of the numbers there, you guys can stop the video and check that out. But there's some of the numbers in passing, and of course, when I'm scrolling down, I'm showing there's just the top 10 guys in each category, within rushing and passing and stuff like that. So, just pause the video, look at those numbers and whatnot. But yeah, we got some season awards here coming up here. We'll get to in just a bit. But yeah, really, truly, I mean, just a great year. We had some pretty close games here this year. We had there was a game, I think it was against I can't remember who now it was against. It was just not too long ago, because just a couple episodes ago. Let me look and see here. Lions, of course, was a pretty close game there. Then you had, who else do we had? We had I can't find I had a document here on my computer that I was going to look at. It told me some of the games that were pretty close. But yeah, overall, I mean, there were some really close games there that I wasn't for sure. I thought that maybe perfection would be the icing on the cake. It wasn't something we were looking forward to. I just wanted to have a successful season. There are some areas in our game that we do need to clean up going into the playoffs. One of them is keeping avoid Ben throwing picks. We got to, and for that to happen, that's going to have one or two things. Actually, one or three things. One, receivers need to get open. We're hoping to, have them give us time. They can get down the field, and we can be able to read them and see them open and throw to them. The other is, and they coincide with one another, which is the quarterback and the line. Quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, I think he's been having trouble vision-wise. He's been asked this for the last couple of weeks now, and he kind of just hasn't. He's kind of avoided the question, so it kind of got me thinking that maybe he is having some vision trouble. passing. Maybe he needs to go talk to the team doctor or something like that and get it checked out. But we've that was one of the things he was been asked all this week during the press conferences like that. He just really didn't want to talk about that. I think it's either his dad or he realized that he's not doing too good of a job of reading routes and reading defenses. And if that's the case, then that's something he'll need to work on. Really and truly, that's what he needs to work on here for the remainder of his time here with us. We are looking at draft-wise. We are looking at a couple quarterbacks to kind of get ready, set him up to be ready. In the playoffs, if we are, by some dumb luck there, are playing well, I do want to kind of rest him up and save him some. So you'll see probably a lot of Lowry out there. He will be behind under center, and he'll take over and pass. Now, even though he is not a deep route runner or anything like that, we will throw some short route stuff to people and just try to get kind of rest up Ben and get ready for for a potential next game if we are in the lead. If we're not in the lead there, then we're going to have to really try to shrink some of some of this passing down. I think we're going to change our passing when it comes to minimizing some of the throws you can have in a game. I really, by rule of thumb, I try to stay under 35, 40. There's been some cases we went more than that because we were behind and they really stopped us on our running game, which that is a kind of a dagger to us because if we don't have a steady ready running game and be able to get those 5.5, 6 yards per carry, then we're going to be in trouble. So depending on who we play, we'll have to try to see what they are in rushing, how well the rushing defense is. Also, to pass rush too, I think because that's been another issue for us when it comes to throwing the ball with Ben. We're gonna have to see how often he's throwing to the left, how often he's throwing to the up the middle, and how often he's going to the right. I think he's throwing a lot more up the middle, and I think that's what's been hurting us here the most because linebackers have been, okay, we know exactly what you're going to do because we've watched a lot of tape on you guys and all that kind of stuff. So I think we're going to try, I think in the playoffs, and regardless of who the team is, we're going to try to do more screens, bubble screens, stuff like that. Maybe even try to, if we look at the matchups between the wide receiver and the corners, and even safeties. I'm gonna look at that and kind of analyze and see, during the game, that maybe we need to throw deep because we do have Antonio Brown, who is a great up the field type of runner, and then the same thing with Bryant. Get him doing the same thing. So that is some of the things we are looking at going into the postseason. But there you see, just finish up the numbers here when it comes to stats throughout the league, and there you see some of the numbers, kick returns. Now we're in. This is just some of the things we're going to try to work on here as we go for the playoffs. And of course, again, we don't know who we're playing because we'll see who we're playing here towards the end of this video and going into the season here. I have some ideas of who teams I would like to play. I have some ideas of teams I don't want to face again. One of them is the Texans, who looks like if it looked like record-wise, it looks like it's the first round is going to be, in this wildcard round, I should say, it's going to be the Chargers versus the Texans. Texans, we beat them. We beat them 35 to 22. But that is a team I just, we've played them now within 2 weeks. They're going to be fresh, or not as fresh as we are, because of course we have a bye week. But that's a team I'm kind of just, I don't want to play against. I'm not necessarily scared, but just want to kind of avoid, anything with them. But we'll see. But there you see our offensive and defensive players of the week, and there you see Johnson for the Panthers, Stafford for the Lions, Tatum for the Jets, and of course Dumerville for the Ravens. I think at some point here, I think where we're at right now in the video here. Okay. So season awards here. Let's go ahead and get to the awards, and let's check those out. Ben Roethlisberger, of course, your MVP of the NFL. Congrats there to Ben. His second straight MVP this so far here in this franchise mode. We'll also go ahead and look at Coach of the Year, and that is our coach. There you see our coach, Mike Tomlin. There you see 16-0 for us. Right behind him, Pete Carroll with a 14-2 Seahawks. I really hoping that Seahawks were going to go undefeated like we were, but they ended up losing there here in the last couple of games. I think the last 2 out of the last 5 games there they've lost. And then we'll go ahead and take a look here at some other awards. Offensive player for AFC. First we'll start off AFC. You guys will see it going through the video here. But Ben Roethlisberger, Mack, of course, your defensive AFC player of the year there. Mack, always one of those big names, guys in there for those tackles and sacks, and does a great job of that. Whittington, there you see is the rookie, the tight ends, and then DeMarcus Eddins, Browns are his are the Browns rookie of the year. So those are your rookies of the year. Now we'll see best quarterback here, Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger, of course. Then you see defensively there, you see Cornelius there at 9th. But we'll see first place here. It will be the Browns player there. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I thought. But we'll see here. Our best quarterback for AFC, of course, Ben Roethlisberger. Great year. A lot of yardage here. But again, picks probably be his downfall here. If he is not chosen in the Pro Bowl wise, I mean, I guess he would have. I guess he would be one of the top guys in the Pro Bowl, but I don't know. We'll go ahead and see that best running back there is, of course, Le'Veon Bell, who, like I said, is going to be out for a couple weeks here, and hopefully he'll come back healthier than he went in here with the broken ribs. Best wide receiver for the AFC, it'll be Martavis Bryant. Best offensive lineman, it will be David DeCastro of the Steelers. There you see his name there that we mentioned for best offensive lineman. So congrats to him. Of course, other Steelers right behind Ponce, Foster, and Gilbert, right there in the running there in the top 5. Now we'll go best defensive lineman, Mack there for the Raiders for him. As for the linebacker position, defensive line position there, it'll be Mack. There he is on that list there. So nice job there from him. Take a look at all these others, and of course, if all the others you see on there I don't mention, just pause the video. There you see Von Miller there for linebacker. Defensive back, Adam Jones of the Bengals. Pac-Man Jones getting that that award. And last but not least, not the least important player on the field, but the kicker, Chris Boswell. There you see he had a really good year, bouncing back from last year when he was not doing so well. He missed quite a few field goal kicks there that were easy ones. But since then, he has really stepped up his game and really improving week to week. So, but we still have not seen him yet kick a long field goal more than 50 yards. And hopefully we won't get in that situation there for him to do that during the postseason. And then we go on the NFC side. There you see, go ahead and just say Drew Brees, your NFC Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year. He's also Cam Jordan of the Saints there, Defensive Player. Offensive Player, which we'll see here in just a bit. It'll be Brandon Whitlock of the Eagles. So you see Cam 12-3-1 for the Saints, but there you see Brandon Whitlock, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, I should say, there for them. He's offense, not defense, offense. Defense rookie, Mart, there you see him for the Bucks. And then, of course, the best of the best here. We'll see that Drew Brees is the best NFC best QB. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here some, so I'll try to slow down here. But yeah, just some really good names here. Got a lot of teams that are got playoff potential here, like the Saints Saints and what else? You got any Seahawks there? No, we don't got no Seahawks there. I'm surprised. But yeah, Saints. Oh, okay, never mind. Seahawks would be AFC. Duh. I don't know why I was thinking that. No, they're NFC. They're NFC. Yeah, I was right the first time. Jeez, a friend of mine here looking at me. I'm like, yeah, it was. Anyway, move along here. There you see the best running back, like I mentioned, Brandon Whitlock for the Eagles. He had a great year there, and he ended one of the best running backs there. Wide receivers, Julio Jones there, nice job. Right behind him, of course, the longtime Cardinal, Larry Fitzgerald, one of my favorite players of all time. Just a really great guy, and just plays the game at position the way it should be played. And then we'll go ahead and offensive line there. We got some, Saint Alstead there, Teron Alstead, and then DN. We'll see DNs here in just a bit. As for the DN position, it'll be Cameron Jordan. This is another player. I think the Saints are another team there on the NFC side that I'm kind of worried about because we haven't seen them as much. But they are going to be a team that I think they're one of those teams of destiny that they've been playing really well this year. Even though they have one tie there, still, I mean, it was a good game that they were in. Oh my goodness, I should have wrote that down. But whatever the game it was a really close game. But unfortunately, it ended as a tie, which I always say, ties do not belong in the NFL. Ties belong in hockey and soccer. Because you got a point system, but here in the NFL, that does not work. That would not work. We need wins and losses. Let's see. Then we got best DB, and that would be Josh Norman, and of course best kicker, Dan Bailey. So that will round out your awards there, and so some of the guys will be taking some hardware home. And of course, the hardware that everybody wants is the Lombardi Trophy, and we'll see that here coming up here in a couple of weeks. But take a look here at the current standings right now, and if today the season would have ended, we would get, of course, the last pick, 32nd pick, which we are. I've been thinking about changing that, trying to see if we can get some kind of second round pick. So we'll look at some teams that have second round picks and stuff like that. But the Rams would be the team that would get the first pick overall in this spring's draft. So we'll see how that goes coming up. But there you see just some of at least the draft order for right now. Of course, this is not set in stone because the season's not technically over with yet. and because we can easily, be somewhere in the, upper, not upper 20s, but the, well, yeah, I guess it would be in last place, or we could be. I mean, depending on how we play and how well we, depending on if we lose or something, we could be somewhere in that middle round there in the playoff or in the draft. So like 25, 26, something like that. But there you see just the standings here for the divisions. There you see the Bills take the East. Of course, we took the North, and we'll go ahead and there you see Patriots. Yes, 7-9. I love that. Brady's gone. They're just going downhill. So yeah. But anyway, that's just me. There you see the Chiefs 10-6 there for the season. Chargers, there you see just getting in there with a berth or a playoff berth there at 9-7. Chiefs take the AFC West. Now we'll take a look here at the NFC North, and we'll see the Lions take that one. They are 11-5. Packers 10-6, 4-10 or 4-11-1 now for the Vikings, and the Bears 3-13. And then we'll go to the NFC South. We got the Saints. There you see there 12-3-1. Falcons 10-4-2. Panthers 9-7. And then the Buccaneers 5-11. Can't believe the some of those teams there that were doing well last year and got in the playoffs are not doing so well this year. That's really just crazy. And then you see the Giants 12-4. There they take the NFC East, and then finally NFC West. It's Seahawks 14-2, 10-6 for the Cardinals, 3-13, and for the 49ers and Rams. So there you take a look here at some of the head coaches that got fired on Black Monday. There you see head coach John Fox got fired from the Bears. 49ers head coach Chip Kelly got fired. And head coach DeMarcus Turner of the Rams. And head coach of the Ravens, John Harbaugh, got fired. And so did Jake Gruden of the Redskins. And, of course, I mean, with the way the Ravens were playing this year, I'm surprised Harbaugh was not fired sooner. At least talk here in our division, that's what everybody was saying. Like, why did they wait this long to fire him? They should have had a interim coach there to try to salvage the season, because at some point there was a point that it was salvageable, but yeah, it just lingered too long and not what the organization was wanting. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, take a look here at some of the news and events that are going on here as we get ready here and take a look here at our injuries. And that's like I said, there you see Bell. He is going to be out for 3 weeks. So after this week, it'll be 2 weeks. He'll be back during Pro Bowl week. But of course, won't be in the Pro Bowl game. But he will be in the Super Bowl if we can make it that far. I guess I could have quit saying, just assuming that we're going. But if we make it, that'll be the case for him for coming back. There you see I told you guys, mentioned the teams that are going to go to the playoffs. You got Chargers going to Houston, so that should be a great game. We got the Eagles at Giants. Then you got the Jags and Bills, and then finally Falcons versus Lions. Lions, oh my goodness, jeez, they're just, oh man, they're just, yeah. Lions have a really good year this year, and I'm just kind of just shocked and surprised about that. And of course, Falcons have a good year there. They're in the AFC or NFC South. But yeah, the game that we'll be watching and paying attention to will be the Chargers and Texans. Whoever wins out the Bills and Jaguars game will play against the Chiefs. So yeah, we're all about you know, getting this done and do what we can do best, what we know best. So, but that is it for episode 26. I know it's a long one. We just kind of want to cover all the bases here, especially some of the season awards and stuff like that. But coming up in episode, I believe it's episode number 20. No, not 20. It's episode 47. We will be taking on, there you see, the Chargers. So the Chargers, 9-7 into the season. We're going to see about them. We're going to be hosting them at Heinz Field. And it should be a good game between these two squads. So, we'll see what we do next game. And we'll see the stats and scores there afterwards of that game. But yeah, that's coming up next. So thank you guys so much. Episode 47, I think I said, yeah. 47 of the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise will take on the Chargers there at home. A great game. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll see how that goes. So let's do it, guys. Let's see what we can do. Put our undefeated record on the line here in the upcoming episode. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Madden 17 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise here. Also, check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Links are down below in the description. And as always, you guys keep yourselves and each other healthy. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.